It's me, and Hey YouTube, it's me, and I have come here today to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race Season 7, as the season finale is airing tonight. Although it's not really tonight, but whatever. I just gotta keep it real for 1 second. I got this coffee because somebody gave me a gift certificate from this place called Phil's Coffee. And it's this like hipster sort of coffee house or whatever that has all these like weird combinations or whatever. But I was like, whatever, I need some coffee. So the coffee's nasty, but I'm driving. This is a company vehicle, and I went to pick up some shades. Anyway, I'm giving you too many details, but I'm driving, and the thing, they filled it up to the top, so the thing kept spilling over. So I had to drink a lot of it, and I'm fucking wired as fuck right now. So hopefully this whole recap thing won't be a fucking mess. But I actually did notes this time, so hopefully we'll be a little bit more organized, even with the wiredation. So I just have to say that, RuPaul's Drag Race is one of my favorite shows, and I love RuPaul. That will never change. But yeah, there's just something about this season that I'm not feeling. I do think that it has a big deal to do with the actual queens that are selected and the queens that have been stained in this competition. I'm not going to name call yet, but there were a bunch of bitches that I just did not care about. So my enthusiasm for this season waned. I mean, I had a class that just finished last week on Monday nights. So a lot of the times I would come home and I would actually miss RuPaul's Drag Race. Would end up catching it on the weekends or whatever. But yeah, it was just never any urgency to really watch this season. And aside from the girls, I do think that maybe I've just come to the end of RuPaul's Drag Race. It happens with all these reality shows that I watch. So You Think You Can Dance, Top Chef, Project Runway. These are shows that I loved, and I still, love for what they do. But it just feels, after a while, you feel like you've just seen everything over and over again, and it just isn't as exciting. So all that to say, I have kept up pretty much with this season, but I haven't really been all that interested in it. So first, I want to talk about the top three. I feel like it's a okay top three. I'm gonna go in a second, but I'm gonna keep it positive right now. Who do I want to win? Personally, I'm Team Violet, but I really do want to see a big girl take it. I don't want Ginger to take it just because she's a big girl, but I think it's time. And I think that if Ginger won, I wouldn't be so mad. What I wanted to do really was go through the top three and talk about their CUNT. And because I think they're all lacking at least one quality in that CUNT. So let's go through it. Violet Chachki. I think that Violet has charisma about her. There is something definitely alluring and charismatic about her. Just every time that she's on the runway, I just can't take my eyes off of her, and she always serves in such the appropriate way for whatever look she's going. So I do think that she has charisma. I definitely think she has uniqueness, because ain't none of them bitches did the runway like Violet did this season. She looked amazing every week. And okay, what was I saying? She's always put together. So yeah, uniqueness, definitely. Nerve, yeah, she has a lot of nerve for the looks that she goes out there with. She's a risk taker, and she's definitely fashion. So she definitely has the nerve. Now, talent, I love Violet. Okay, I just think that she excels at her looks, and that is what has really captivated me throughout this entire season about her. However, I don't think that she's there with the talent. And here's what I'll say about Violet that I really appreciate. She never gives up. She always tries her best. She doesn't make excuses for herself. Um, she just doesn't make excuses. She always just tries her hardest, and I can appreciate that. But I do feel like in the talent department, acting, comedy, dancing, just performance-wise, I think that she has a little ways to go to be amazing. And she's 22. So, I don't know. By 25, I think she would be just a legend. You know what I mean? So, Violet. Ginger Minge, I definitely think she has charisma because I have always liked her, even from the beginning. She definitely has nerve, because I think she's one of the people that just go for it. And like the eggs challenge.
I like long walks on the beach, big dicks,
and eggs. And a lot of her challenges, she just really does go for it, and she doesn't let her sort of insecurities come out. You know what I mean? Talent, she definitely has talent. She's funny. Like I said, she's charismatic. She's a good actor. She is definitely like on point with her talent. I just don't feel like she has that uniqueness that we need. I mean, I feel like she definitely has, as far as looks wise, she's definitely done well for herself and done well for a big girl. But I just can't think of a situation where I've seen her come down the runway and like, whoa, shit, bitch, you did that. Come through.
Come through.
Come through.
Come through.
I've never felt like that. So, that's the one thing she's lacking. But that's why I say she has a CNT. And I think that the CNT are very important. So I wouldn't be mad if Ginger Minge won. So really, I'm kind of debating who do I really want, Violet or Ginger. If Violet won, it would just kind of be just for her looks. But if Ginger won, I don't know. I also feel Ginger maybe should get it because if you guys were watching the what do they call it? The fashion RuPaul's recap, whatever, the flashback episode. A lot of the girls that they pick to do commentary and stuff are funny and they have that kind of charisma. So I think that Ginger would represent a little bit better. Now, Pearl. I can't fucking stand Pearl. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And, I was watching, they had like all the episodes last night, and I was sort of halfway watching while I was doing some other work or whatever. And, the last episode where, he talked about him being in sort of a traumatic situation when he was 7. I was like, why do you have to say that? Because I was prepared to go in on fucking Pearl. I can't stand him. I just don't feel like she has anything. She doesn't really have charisma to me because, like we've been saying all season, she's barely there. It feels like she's asleep. I don't feel like she's all that unique because that last runway look that she came down with, I was like, okay, does this not remind anybody of like albino ass Honey? What was her name? Honey something. The one that always had the caftans. I don't see the uniqueness. And I really don't see the talent. I mean, they've kept saying this season that Pearl has grown so much. But what has she grown at? I mean, on occasion, she's like funny. But her fashions suck to me. They always just look kind of dingy and undone. Her comedy sucks. She's a horrible dancer. She can't even walk the fucking runway. So yeah, I can't stand Pearl. And I don't want to make like assumptions, but it just totally feels to me like Pearl is either a rich kid or B, a boy that takes advantage of the fact that he's pretty and, allows the blessings to come to him from older men. Doesn't always have to be older men, but I'm just saying. I feel like Pearl was just kind of like, oh yeah, drag, that might be fun. And, it's just kind of playing at it. So I just totally don't feel like Pearl deserved to be in the top 3. Kennedy was fucking robbed. And I hate Pearl. Pearl was the reason that I ended up doing like a 30-day a 30-day ban of Facebook, because I kind of got into it with a lot of the commenters on the RuPaul's Drag Race board, because they make all these excuses for Pearl. After that whole stare down with RuPaul, I was just like, this bitch is fucking disrespectful. And if I was RuPaul, I would have kicked her off then. When she said,
Is there something on my face?
yeah, no, bitch. Get out. So, and then I also feel like the only reason that Pearl is still in this competition is because he's cute as a boy.
The best thing about Pearl's drag, she's cute as a boy.
RuPaul knew that there would be sort of guaranteed viewership if he had a cute boy on there, because all the white boys would watch and whatever. Because I just definitely do not feel like Pearl is top 3 material. And you guys can disagree with me as much as you want. Please leave it in the comments, but that's just how I feel about it. So this is why this season kind of sucked, right? Because I don't have that many people that I really liked. Now, look, I loved Katya. I thought Katya definitely had her charisma on point. And I kind of feel like she was unjustly eliminated as well. I mean, she got eliminated for the Hello Kitty runway look, the Hello Kitty extravaganza look. But Pearl came out there in a fucking, like Michelle Visage said, Pearl came out there in a blanket that was belted. So, whatever. Katya didn't deserve to leave. But let me tell you one thing. Kennedy turned that shit out when they were doing the lip sync. I really did not want Katya to leave. And I was kind of ready for Kennedy to go in lieu of Katya. But after that lip sync, I couldn't. You just couldn't. You couldn't have eliminated Kennedy after that lip sync. That was one of my favorite moments of the season. But yeah, I loved Katya. I just thought that she seemed to be such a great person, personality-wise. And I thought that her drag was interesting, and she was always versatile, and I really liked her. Kennedy, I feel like Kennedy was really consistent this season. I feel like maybe that was her drawback. She was really consistent, so that maybe they didn't see the growth that they need to see. But Kennedy was on point. Kennedy was funny as hell, because I used to love when Rue asked, who do you think should be eliminated? And Kennedy was like, I would say Miss Fame, because
Clearly, the struggle is real.
that cracked me up. So Kennedy is funny. But I just feel like, yeah, maybe she plateaued or something, and maybe they didn't see enough growth from her. And then also her personality is just kind of delayed. She's just a little bit slow. And maybe that's the Atlanta shit. Isn't she from Atlanta or North Carolina or something like that? Anyway, that's how I feel about her. The only other ones that I kind of sort of liked, I liked Mrs. Kasha Davis. I thought she was funny, and I thought she should have gotten a better shot this season. Jaden Dior Fierce, I loved her on the first episode, but then it became clear that she kind of wasn't ready confidence-wise for this competition. I think that she could have turned that shit out, but she just had a lot of confidence issues, insecurity issues that it didn't seem like she could get over. So, it just wasn't the time for her. Maybe like in 2 years. She just needs to build up some more confidence, and then she can slay. Jasmine Masters was annoying. I mean, he was just so energetic and so bubbly. But there was something about Jasmine that I wanted. There was something about her that made me want her to do better than she did. But after that Shake Square challenge, it was like, girl, bye.
Basic witches, not wanted.
And then the last one, and I only put her on here because of the lip syncs, Candy Ho. Candy Ho was turning it. Candy Ho on Geronimo. She was killing it. I love that lip sync. I loved her doing that. So, yeah, Candy Ho. And then we have Max, who was this pretentious bitch. We have Miss Fame, who was also pretentious and super annoying. And then we had Trixie Mattel, who everybody kept saying was like super funny, but I didn't see it. And then I also felt like he played victim too much. And he also came across as sort of this trust fund waspy kid, which always annoys me. So, yeah. Tempest Dujour and Sasha Bell, I don't remember. I know one of them was a very tall, older guy. But yeah, whatever. The lack of Untucked this season, I think maybe possibly, messed up my enthusiasm for the show. It's good to see the Untucks because you get a glimpse of their personalities off of the show. But I did watch maybe 3 or 4 of the Untucks online, and I just kind of wasn't feeling it. I watched it later in the season, and I was like, okay, well, let me catch up with my Untucks. And, yeah, I didn't feel like I needed to watch it. So, whatever. So my favorite moments, I think I talked about them a little bit, and we might be almost done with this thing. Candy Ho's lip sync. Kennedy's lip sync. I do want to thank RuPaul's Drag Race for pointing me in the direction of Kylie Minogue's I Was Gonna Cancel. Kennedy and Jasmine did their lip sync to that song, and I was like, hey, this song is kicking. Who is this? So obviously, I pulled it up on Spotify and was obsessed with it for about a week. It's such a cute song, and it's produced by Pharrell, one of my favorite people in the entire universe. Okay, Katya and Miss Fame had a conversation about sobriety. They are both, recovering alcoholics. And, Katya is new to this. And that's a Drake reference. Anyway, they had a very nice conversation. I just love the conversation because I love to see these queens talk about real issues that they're dealing with. Those kind of things help people. And I just thought that it was really so refreshing and really so nice to see that conversation. Rue and the Shake Square challenge. Yeah, I was here for it because they all fucked up. And I remember when Jasmine Master said, I was prepared. I knew my lines. And RuPaul was like, you didn't know your lines, bitch. That was, I don't know. I just loved her blowing up. They deserved it, okay? And I wish that a motherfucker blew up like that on Pearl earlier in the season. Which takes us to the Rue and Pearl stare down. I talked about it a little bit, but let me just tell you what lie somebody said online. Somebody said that they saw a blog from Pearl, and Pearl said that RuPaul initially came to her and said, oh, you don't have any personality. And because it came off harsh, that they came in and re-edited that so that RuPaul said, oh, you don't have a big personality, which is what we saw on the actual episode. First of all, I don't believe that. Second of all, even if she did say you have no personality initially, I don't think Rue said that in a... just look at the way that she said you don't have a big personality. She was smiling, she was bubbly, It wasn't... Yeah. It wasn't meant to be like, bitch, you ain't got no personality. What the fuck you still doing here? Which is apparently how Pearl took it. But I just found that to be so disrespectful. This is the person... A, RuPaul paved the way for all you bitches, okay? B, you wouldn't have this opportunity to be on TV and potentially get you hella sugar daddies if it wasn't for RuPaul. So can you show a modicum of respect please. When she said, "Is there something on my face?" I remember when I first saw that, I was like, bitch, you need to go. And I don't know why Rue didn't do it, but I mean, it's not like she can't do it. Rue has broken the rules before, so whatever. He's cute as a boy, and that's all he's good for. The Divine Inspiration I liked simply because I like John Waters, but I don't think that any of the groups really took it there. Obviously, Ginger Minj did the best, and Katya did the best, but I think that the matchups weren't great because none of those scenes really were A+ for me. I thought that the Rue Hollywood Stories challenge was kind of funny. I thought that the conjoined twin thing was a good concept, but I don't think that they all executed it well. I will say, though, Katya and Mrs. Kasha Davis deserved to win that competition, and they gave it to, didn't they give it to Trixie and Pearl? Another reason why Pearl, for whatever reason, is favored. The reason being he's cute as a boy. Glamazonian Airways, I thought was cute because I thought that the second group did so good, and it was just so funny because the first group was so dead. And then, you know, I remember when I was watching the first group and I was like, oh, this challenge is fucking stupid. And then the second group came out and killed it, and I was like, okay, I'm living for it. And then I also love Katya's look on the runway. And then Snatch Game, I thought was pretty decent this season. I definitely did love Kennedy as Little Richard. I thought that was funny. I actually thought that Katya as Suze Orman was kind of funny. But then I also really think that Violet Chachki as Alyssa Edwards was actually on point. Alyssa Edwards wasn't my favorite during that season, but I think that Alyssa Edwards is kind of in on her own joke right now, so it was funny to see Violet do that character. I put down here looks, and I only have 3 looks that I have, so I would say that the cinching of Violet Chachki was just amazing. I also really loved Violet Chachki's look when she did the bearded challenge. I thought that silhouette was beautiful. I love that dress. And then I also just recently saw the one where they had to do half man, half woman, and I thought she killed it on that one. Like I said, Katya's Glamazonian Airway look I loved. And I also loved Ginger Minj's lace look, where she had on the white leather jacket, and then she had sort of the lace leggings. So anyway, like I said, as far as the winner, I would be happy if it was either Violet or Ginger. But now that I've been talking about this, I think that I want Ginger to take it. She's a big girl, and she has more of the qualities that you need to be the America's Next Drag superstar. I'm looking forward to the season finale. I always love Rue. I want more of Rue and her one-liners and her jokes and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this season was just kind of okay for me. Like I said, I might have just come to the end of the road with my excitement level for this show, but so having said that, I can't really give any suggestions on what to do. I do think that they were creative in coming up with different types of challenges this season. It wasn't the same old, but I don't know. I can't really say it's just the girls. I can't really say it's the editing. I can't really say it's the challenges. I just feel like I just wasn't here for it this season. And like I said, that's happened with a lot of shows. Project Runway, Top Chef. I was kind of not into Real Housewives of Atlanta this season. So maybe I'm through with reality shows. We'll see. So anyway, that's it, y'all. I hope you like this video. Please like the video, leave comments, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. And we'll see what happens tonight. Peace. Have a good one.